Many people are happy staying exactly where they are in life, complacent and comfortable. It's the reason why people work a 9 to 5 and stay at their job forever, and the reason why they talk to the same people over and over. It's the same reason why most people never travel. It's the same reason why most people never start a workout routine. And your friend group will not only reinforce your bad habits, but a lot of times you take on the same bad habits they do, right? Because your habits become your social activities. So if you're around your friends who always drink, you're always going to drink. If you're around your friends who always smoke, you're going to smoke with them, right? Because you don't want to be the odd one out. You don't want to be the one in the group who's not smoking, not drinking, the one sitting in the corner doing nothing. So you become the habits that your friends have, in a way. It's been said that you're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most amount of time with. So really stop and think about the 5 people you spend the most time with and ask yourself if you're okay with being the average of that, right? Because believe it or not, no matter how exceptional you think you really are the average of those 5 people. So really stop and think, because sometimes I've kind of had to audit my own little friend group I have going on, right? And ask myself if everything they're doing is something I want to be part of, or everything they're doing is something I want to be averaged into, right? I even notice this at work a lot too, is that people seem to form little cliques and subgroups around their activities, right? Like there's a group of guys that always talk about sports gambling, right? And I even seen a couple of guys today on when I was on break. We're all watching videos about day trading, right? And so now we got a group for guys who want to day trade, and you got the guys who want to just gamble on sports books all day. And next thing you know, there's just people all in groups just engaging in behavior that I wouldn't necessarily want to spend a lot of time doing myself. So there's some that always just go out and do drugs and drink, and that used to be my friend group, right? We used to always go out and drink and just get fucked up, and I spent a lot of my 20s doing that, and I really wish I didn't. And it took me getting a little bit older to realize that those friends that you always do activities with aren't necessarily the friends that you want to keep unless those activities are bettering your life, right? So if those activities are going to the gym and playing chess or something, then those friends are good. And you want your friends to reinforce your good habits. You don't want friends that reinforce your bad habits. And take note of how your friends react, right? So take notice when do they celebrate your wins? Like when you actually get ahead and you succeed and you pull something off that you get successful, basically. Are they happy for you? Or do they get kind of quiet and they get kind of envious? Like if you pay attention to the body language, you can tell when they're actually happy for you and when they're not, because they're not always going to say it. If they're your friend, they're not going to tell you they're jealous of you, not most of the time, unless you have like one of those really brutally honest friends. But just stop and ask, are they actually happy for you whenever you succeed? And how often do you talk about like really big important ideas and concepts? How often is your friend group gossipy? Like, do they spend a lot of time just chatting about the latest drama? And do they spend a lot of time just chatting chatting the chat, right? And I'm all for, if you're into small talk, fine, whatever. You can have that. I'm not going to take that from you. Me personally, I hate small talk, so I would really try to narrow down those friends that you feel like aren't really adding any real deep conversations to your life. They're not changing your perspective. They're not challenging you in any way. You're staying the same person you were the first time you met them is the same person you're going to be 5 years from now if you keep that person around. You get what I'm saying? I will say too, don't immediately cut everybody off, because that valley of despair is where you're lonely, right? Because you're losing your friends because you're trying to better yourself and you're trying to lock in, basically, right? And you got to get rid of the friends who aren't trying to lock in. But if you cut all them friends off at one time, suddenly you realize you have nobody in your corner anymore. And that's what I call like the death valley of loneliness, right? Where you have that weird transition period between finding that new friend group who's actually like doing the right things, like going to the gym, eating healthy, whatever, blah blah blah, whatever good thing you're trying to do. So that's the new friend group, but there's a transition away from that old friend group where you can feel lonely if you're not, monitoring your social group, in the meantime. So don't cut everybody off immediately. Just spend less time with the bad people. I say bad people, but you know what? For the sake of the video, yeah, we're going to call them bad people. The bad friends. Spend less time with the bad friends and gradually lean more towards the friends who are doing the right things and, the friends who you want to be more like. It should feel a bit like these vigilante missions, right? So, you're doing a little bit of chaotic justice, a controlled evil to, make your life better. You're doing the greater good, basically. And me, I'm introverted, so I'm more than content with being completely lonely and having no real friends than having a million friends who I don't really, do anything with. And you shouldn't have to dumb yourself down or numb yourself to hang out with your friend group, right? Keep that in mind too. If you're stifling your ambitions to keep your friends around, they're not really worth having around, in my opinion. And loneliness is the price you pay for making your life better. It's just the cost of admission. It's the cost of doing business. And it's lonely at the top, right? So that's something I know we've all heard before, and it's true. Because it's hard to bring up people up with you when you're moving up. Because not everybody wants to move up. Like I said at the start of the video, it all comes full circle. Most people just want to stay where they're at, and if you're fine staying where you're at, then hey, hope this video has found you well. And if you're someone like me and you're trying to make your life better, start paying attention to your friend group and seeing which ones you can maybe do with or do without. Because at the end of the day, we always should have friends that actually look forward to making our lives better and are there for us personally and want to see us, challenged and succeeded and want all the right things for us, not just to hang out with us, but to make us better, I don't know, just a little rant. I will see you guys in the next video, and all of y'all have a good day.